I just gave the 2-minute warning. Okay. Yeah, we please, let's not,
Oh, my.
one is enough.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Now we can really start the meeting, okay. Are we up? Yeah, we're good? All right, let's wait for Richard to come on up.
Yep. There we go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. We're back here again. We were here last week. It's Thursday, July 18th, 6:30. Welcome to the Village Council regular meeting. And I guess at this point, I'll just ask everyone to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Folks who are joining us over the phone, are they on? Are they here? Can we hear them? I want to make sure that we can hear them. Tell them to unmute.
He's good.
How about Selena? She's not in? She's going to miss it. Okay. Diane, let the record show the members that are physically present.
No, I'm trying. I got it unmuted. I had it.
Okay.
I got
Very
it.
good. Okay. We haven't heard from Selena yet. But let the record show all other members are present, and make note if and when Selena does join us.
Yes, Mayor, I
Okay,
will.
thank you. Okay, we have a very, very special guest with us tonight. It's really a pleasure to welcome to the chambers of the Royal Palm Beach, Village of Royal Palm Beach Village Hall, Sarah Baxter, who is our Palm Beach County District 6 Commissioner. So come on up. Thank you. You're on. Yes, you're first up the bat.
Please.
The first time we did.
You're not our commissioner either.
Hi, everyone.
Make
Thank
sure
you for having
your
me.
thing is on.
Is it muted on?
Okay, I think it is.
Can you hear me? Yes. Hi, yes, I am Sarah Baxter, the District 6 Commissioner. Thank you for having me. Council, men, women, it's a pleasure. I wanted to come by, see everything for myself. What a beautiful facility you guys have constructed here. It's very nice. And we have a few things going on at the county, as you're well aware. Recently, we've been doing legislative updates, but more importantly, we have a lot of the mobility talks going on.
Excuse me 1 second. Celine, Councilwoman Samios is now on, correct?
Okay.
Oh, please.
Technical difficulties, I'm sure. Okay.
So I'm hoping we can all
She can
come
hear us.
together and get those interlocals put together, and see where this takes us. We just did a workshop at the county, but I'm sure we're going to have several more talking about paths forward. So I look forward to working with everyone. We do have some updates on County Road 880. We at the county, even without the appropriation from the state, are still moving forward on design and structure and hoping for a larger appropriation this coming cycle, working with leadership at the state level. I'm hoping that'll be exciting updates next year, so I don't want to spoil that.
I'm sure there will be.
And I'm not too much to update you on going on. As far as everyone knows, we're also looking at the homeless encampment legislation that went through. I don't think anyone has found a perfect solution to that, but we are trying a multifaceted approach at the county. We're trying to look at not just homelessness, but what's causing the homelessness. It's affordable housing. Are we talking substance abuse? Are we talking mental health? And looking at how we can address those separately
It's
to.
all the above,
Yep.
definitely, yes.
And so I don't think there is going to be a perfect solution, but getting to the root of a problem is always a great approach. So unless you have any questions for me.
Well, I think you may have touched upon it. There was today at the TPA meeting, one of your fellow commissioners made comments about the mobility plan discussion that's going on. Anything else you want to add to that or share with the other members on council?
So the multimodal path seems to be the way the county has been headed into direction. We had a workshop on it yesterday. I had a meeting. I listened in and out, so I'm still going to go back and rewatch it and then set up my own meetings with staff and ask questions. So I'd love to give you more of an update, but it was last night. So yeah, but please call me whenever you want, or I can always schedule a time to come back and update you on more information.
Sure, you're always welcome.
Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead. Question from council.
All right. I know you and your staff put out a newsletter every so often. And one of the longest ones that I read was something that captured a lot of the detail on the hearing around State Road 7 extension. Do you have anything new there?
Unfortunately, we're waiting now. So the trial wrapped up, but the judge has months to turn in, her findings and what her ruling will be. We're expecting to hear something hopefully by the end of September, beginning of October.
Okay.
No hints yet. I thought there were some hints from the judge or direction.
Well, it was very extensive. The judge allowed almost everything and anything, I think trying to minimize any chance, for some appeals or something coming back.
Right.
And that's why it also took longer than everyone anticipated because of the amount of things that she allowed in. I think some of the comments I've heard just were that her demeanor was kind of frustrated with what they were putting into what was going on. So hopefully, fingers crossed, a couple decades later, we'll get some movement on this.
Yeah.
It has been. Well, I appreciate the newsletter, though, so please keep those going.
I read it too. I think everybody reads it. So it's good.
Well, and, it's one of the things it took me a minute to get in, get acclimated, get all the information together. And I'm still even refining things within my communications to the community, but it has come tenfold since I took office, and trying to make it relevant, try to let people know what we're voting on, the things they're interested in, and so that they want to read it and not just the same old. I try to do little blurbs about, proclamations and places I've gone, and more about information that is relevant to our area.
Right. That's good. We appreciate that. Yep.
Any other? Go ahead, Richard.
And I would follow up on the Vice Mayor. I find the newsletter particularly helpful, but exceptionally the excruciating detail about this thing that we've been following for so long that got reversed on appeal and now it had to go back. So, just sitting there not knowing, it's really, at least for me, and I'm sure everyone on the council and a lot of the constituents are like, oh, we actually know what's going on. We're not going to wait until we hear something in the news, and then, of course, they're going to appeal it, and then there'll be an appeal, and thank you very much for that. And then I guess to follow up on what the mayor said, and I don't know, I think I saw, are we voting on something about, is it the mobility study, or does the county have anything that's going to be on the ballot coming up, or no? Because I read something, and it didn't look like, I was like, well, what really is this? Is this just a recommendation, or I didn't understand what I was looking at? But I guess my question for you is there anything on the ballot either in next month or in November that the county is putting on the ballot?
Not that I'm aware of as far as August, November.
Okay.
What they have discussed that I think you're referencing is the potential of doing a dedicated funding source for transportation.
I think you're right. That was it. But it's nothing that we're going to be voting on within the next 2 elections. So,
No, correct. A lot of people on this cycle have, there's only one question on the primary. That'll be the tax exemption for new and expanding businesses from ad valorem. And then you'll have several questions coming up on the November ballot. So I always encourage people to take a look at those before they get to the voting booth,
Long before.
so that you can research it and look up some information for yourself. And I also want to thank you, and for anyone that doesn't know, and I hope you guys can attend, I am having the candidate forum on Thursday.
Yeah, 25th,
The
right?
25th for ITID seats, also the state rep seat for this area, and the state rep seat for south of Southern,
Good, we appreciate that, too.
of course.
Yep.
Thank you for being here, and
Of
thank you
course.
for addressing not only us, but our residents who watch online. If they would like to get your newsletter, what's the way for them to sign up for your newsletter?
The District 6 webpage, if you go to Palm Beach County, you click on commission, you go to District 6, there's a link. It just says sign up for newsletter,
Perfect,
put in your email, and, it adds you to the list.
perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
again. Thanks so
Thanks for
much.
coming.
Look forward to us continuing to work on things together. Thank you.
We appreciate the company.
Okay. Still, can Selena speak still? No? But she is. Okay, but so we can count her as present? Okay, and I just want to have the record show that everyone's in attendance. Okay. At this time, we're going to take reports. As I mentioned earlier, there was a Transportation Planning Agency meeting this morning. A lot of good information. I guess the strategic plans are in play right now, and things are being voted on. There was nothing really discussed today that had a direct impact on our region, our area, but there are a lot of things being put together that we will be talking about in the coming months. I think the next TPA meeting is not until September, but we'll keep you posted. I'm sorry. Okay. Richard, why don't we start with you on reports?
Selena is
Okay.
I guess the only report is, unfortunately, this weekend we had a horrific tragedy that unfortunately, the first memory I have of anything presidential was as a child on the news, seeing some people trying to get to President Ford, and to have such a horrible incident with someone trying to assassinate a former presidential candidate is very difficult, and this is not what our country is about. I'm someone who believes in free speech. Everyone has the right to say what they want. I just think we need to tone it down a little more, and perhaps definitely be a lot more civil to each other, because this is something, investigations will come out. In my opinion, is something that should never happen. I guess it shouldn't have happened when I was 5 or 6 years old, or whenever that was. But just in general, everyone be better to each other and go out and support your candidates and be passionate, but don't get too enraged. We live in the best country in the world, and it's really difficult to see something so horrible happen to us in such an exceptional country. So I'm glad we have our freedoms, but unfortunately, freedoms could lead to tragedy, and we need to just be better. And that would be it, Mr. Mayor.
Jeff?
Well, I'll just follow up on that a little bit, and just certainly totally agree with what Councilman Valentes just said about our country being better than that. And people sometimes express their frustration with what's going on, and they say, well, what can I do? Well, what you can do is behave the way you want to see other people behave. And that, if we all did that, I think a lot of these problems would take care of themselves. So this is a good opportunity to kind of highlight that and ask for people to love each other, cooperate with each other, help each other. So that's all I've got.
Absolutely. A last call. This is your last final reminder about Shakespeare in the Palms. King Lear next weekend, the 25th through the 28th. Bring your picnic baskets and your beverages and come enjoy Shakespeare in the park.
Ray, is there anything you'd like to share? Oh,
Yeah, I just
Selena?
have one. I have one thing.
All right, hold on, Selena.
I do have one.
Selena, we have her on voice. Hold on a minute, Ray. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Selena Gomerdale.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ray, you're on.
I just want to mention one thing. There was a meeting this last week, a workshop with the county commission on the mobility. I know it was, I think, talked about a little bit earlier. We did have, Chris Marsh did have a staff member there. And I know we've all been talking amongst ourselves about, needing to have a common vision between the TPA, the county, and the FDOT and the cities. And I think the way the county is going about this is a really good first step. And I know that we're going to get an opportunity to be involved. And I think it's a good start, and to start the conversation and to look at mobility in addition to just car transportation. So, good start.
I agree. It's a good start, and I always share with people is what we're doing right now is laying the foundation for the future, and this is one of the key pillars of that foundation that we have to get in place, so that in 20 years they won't look back and say, "Gee, what were they thinking?" So I think it is a good first step.
And today there was an article in the newspaper this morning about us getting a new Palm Tram director. So I think it's a good time to start new with that.
It's funny you should mention that. Our new Palm Tran director introduced himself today at the TPA, and it was great seeing him. And I did spend some time after the meeting to talk to him about the pilot project that we're working on with the Palm Tran. So we'll be talking about that a little bit more as we move forward and get closer to the implementation dates that we're looking at.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Keith.
Just very briefly, Mayor and Council, I'll shift gears from transportation and touch on another topic that Commissioner Baxter mentioned with the passing by the United States Supreme Court of the City of Grant Pass, Oregon versus Johnson case that has rolled out the red carpet for the legislation that Florida passed this year regarding camping and sleeping in public places. That law will go forward with the Supreme Court opinion that basically says it's not a violation of the Eighth Amendment to penalize that activity. Right. So the mayor, the manager, and I think we have a meeting scheduled for early August, and we're going to get into the weeds on that and exactly what that legislation means for the village and what we're exposed to based on that legislation and what we need to do and what we can't do. I guess I would say the statute is, as the manager talked about with the transportation piece, a good first step, but I will tell you there are a lot of holes and a lot of questions that are not answered. So we'll be meeting to go through all that, and this is going to need to be a team effort with council, law enforcement, county elected officials, there's going to be a lot of moving parts that are going to need to work together to make this thing come through smoothly. But we will be meeting about that, and stay tuned. Yeah.
Oh, we'll definitely stay tuned. Right.
And I'll leave it at that for tonight.
Okay. Okay, that then concludes our reports. At this time, if there's anyone here who wants to provide a petition to the council, now would be the time. Seeing none, I'm closing the floor to petitions for this evening. Diane, do we have any prior statements from the public on non-agenda items or consent agenda items?
No, Mayor.
Do we have any hands raised from the public on non-agenda items or consent agenda items?
No, Mayor.
Okay. I have not received any public comment cards on non-agenda items or consent agenda items, so I'll close the floor tonight on those items, non-agenda and consent. And with that, Diane, can you give us the consent agenda this evening?
Yes, Mayor, I will.
Thank you.
1, approval and authorization for the village manager to enter into a renewal contract with Kala Doctor Plus and a renewal contract with Cigna Healthcare to provide health, dental, and vision, New York Life for Life, disability insurance, and Aetna resources for living for EAP for the employees of the Village of Royal Palm Beach. 2, tentative adoption of the proposed millage rate of 1.9200 and approval of the scheduled public hearings on September 12, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. and September 19, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. in the Village Council chambers. 3, approval and authorization for the village manager to execute the second addendum to lease agreement for parking facilities in order to extend the lease agreement for the second and final renewal period ending September 10th, 2029, and increasing the quarterly lease payment amount 3.2% based on the CPI in effect on July 2023. 4, authorization to reject all bids received and opened at 3 p.m. on Thursday, June 27th, 2024, for security camera and access control system services.
Okay, any questions or comments from members on council regarding the consent agenda? If there are none, I'll look for a motion.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
We have no opposed. Diane, let the record show that consent agenda was approved 5-0. And let me see, do we have any regular agenda items? No, we do not. So unless there are any questions or comments from anyone, we stand adjourned. Thank you all. Thank you.